Hi, my name is Jan Carstens and I'm the Product and Business Manager for our enzymes for egg processing. I'll talk about desugaring of egg white powder before spray drying and how you can increase your yield with up to 4%. To produce egg white powder, you need to perform a desugaring process where you remove the glucose in the egg white. This prevents the egg white powder from turning brown during spray drying and powder pasteurization. The most common method to do this is with yeast, and yeast converts the glucose into alcohol and CO2. Now, alcohol and CO2 are very volatile components and will simply disappear during the spray drying process after the desugaring step. So if you didn't remove the glucose with yeast, you would actually get an egg white powder with approximately 5% glucose content. So when removing the glucose with yeast, you will lose the 4 to 5% glucose. In other words, you will lose 4 to 5% yield. An alternative method to yeast is to use a glucose oxidase system with the enzymes Maxapal GO4 and Maxapal C10. This process mainly converts the glucose in the egg white into gluconic acid, which is a dry matter that will stay in the product after spray drying. With our partner DSM Food Specialties, we have conducted trials to prove that you will get a higher dry matter content and yield using Maxapal GO4 for the desugaring instead of yeast. After the desugaring step, we measured the dry matter content on all the samples and we got some conclusive results. The test showed a significant increase in the dry matter content when using Maxapal GO4 instead of yeast. The increase in dry matter was between 3.4 to 4.1%. So instead of totally removing the glucose as CO2 and alcohol with yeast, you can with enzymes convert it to valuable dry matter, namely gluconic acids, which will remain in the product. So let's do a small calculation. If you produce 5 tons of egg white powder per day and you increase the yield by 4%, it will mean an extra 200 kilo of egg white powder yield per day. You can then multiply this by the current egg white powder price in your region and do the math. More powder yield translates to more product, more revenue, and ultimately more success for your business. Contact us today for samples and further information, and then we can assist you in implementing the use of enzymes in your egg white powder production. Thank you for your attention.